October 30th, 2022. It is the peak of the Diwali holiday in Morbi, Gujarat. Somewhere between 400 and 500 people are on the local suspension bridge. Families and tourists are standing shoulder to shoulder on a structure designed for a maximum of 125. The thick steel cables holding them above the river are corroding, and they are reaching their snapping point. A main cable gives way with a sharp metallic crack. The deck twists and hangs vertically, throwing the crowd into the cold water of the Machu River. Within seconds, the evening results in the deaths of 141 people. This bridge had a long history of resilience. Built in 1879, it was a landmark of British-era engineering. When the 2001 Bhuj earthquake leveled modern concrete buildings across Gujarat, this suspension bridge remained standing. The structure had recently undergone a 7-month closure for repairs. It had been reopened to the public for only 4 days when the cable snapped. A bridge that survived over a century of use and major natural disasters failed almost immediately after its renovation. This suggests the collapse was not an unpredictable accident, but a failure of the renovation process itself. The renovation changed the physical load of the bridge. Workers removed the original lightweight wooden floor planks and replaced them with thick aluminum sheets and heavy metal mesh. While the new floor was thick metal, the 143-year-old rusted cables were not replaced. This heavier deadweight increased constant tension. When 500 people crowded the overweight deck, the steel snapped. Investigators also found new suspenders were only tack-welded to the old frame. The renovation prioritized aesthetic changes over structural integrity. By increasing the load on unreinforced century-old cables, the repair work compromised the bridge's stability. The company responsible for the renovation was the Oversight Group. Oversight is not a civil engineering firm. Their primary business is manufacturing plastic wall clocks and CFL light bulbs. The contract required the bridge to stay closed for 8 to 12 months for maintenance. Oversight completed the work in 7 months, reopening the bridge just in time for the high-traffic Diwali holiday. This chart shows the ticket sales on the day of the collapse. The red line marks the safe capacity of 125 people. By the evening of October 30th, the company had sold 3,165 tickets. There were no lifeguards on site and no emergency rescue boats in the water. The staff responsible for managing the crowds were untrained daily wage laborers with no protocol for limiting entry once the bridge became overfilled. Oversight managed a public landmark as a high-volume revenue source. They prioritized ticket sales while failing to implement basic safety measures for a river crossing. The Morbi municipality awarded this infrastructure contract to a clock manufacturer without an open bidding process. The 15-year agreement for the bridge's operation was contained in a 1.5-page document. It lacked technical specifications, maintenance requirements, or safety compliance standards. The chief officer of the municipality signed the agreement alone, without the involvement of the elected municipal board. Because the project bypassed standard oversight, the bridge was reopened to the public without a formal fitness certificate or a load testing audit from the government. The local government handed responsibility for public safety to a private company on a single page of paper, without establishing any checks or balances. Following the tragedy, the government offered 4 to 6 lakh rupees in compensation per victim. The Gujarat High Court intervened, dissolving the 52-member Morbi municipality for its failure to oversee the bridge. The court ordered the Oversight Group to pay 14 crore rupees in compensation. A 1,262-page charge sheet was filed, leading to the arrest of 10 people, including Oresay's managing director, on charges of culpable homicide. By mid-2024, despite the forensic evidence and the death toll, all 10 of the accused were released on bail. One of the lead accused was publicly honored at a community event after his release, while the formal trial against the company and officials continues to move through the court system. The Morbi disaster demonstrates how systemic negligence and a lack of oversight can turn a landmark into a hazard. The case remains a test of whether a legal system can hold powerful entities accountable for public safety failures.